Hello, I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star, and I'm so happy that you're here with me on this beautiful Monday. It's May 19th, 2025. I begin all of my clips with the three opening prayers, and they're short, and they're in Sanskrit and Telugu, and I do this to bless, uplift, protect, and purify you, me, and this clip. They are the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. All right. Om, Om, Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruve Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sishivarnam Chatubhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Bhur Suvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhako Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Excellent. Well, I have something that I was putting together on Thursday, but my inspiration for it was a bit cut short when I found out on Thursday evening that my number 5, my 5th TikTok was completely wiped out. I had just gone on to TikTok. I joined it for the first time in late December of 2024. So in that period of time, I've had 5, and I've took lapses in between when each account would get wiped out. And it would take all my work, all my pictures, everything I put together, all my screen shooting, all the music I had chosen, everything else. And I'm sure many of you know how that goes. So what do I want to say about this? Oh, yeah. I'm really looking forward to the day when we have regained our free speech. It's based on some conversations I had when I was out and about this weekend. It still surprises me how many Americans, they don't have any idea that this has been going on for so many years, because they, number one, generally don't say anything against the communist regime and propaganda that has been flowing out for so many years in the United States, and has ruled our mainstream media and all its outlets and social and things like that for a very long time. It's only gotten much stronger since the PLAN, second part of that word, DEMIC. But no matter, it is getting cleaned up. It will get cleaned up. And I will never stop. It really doesn't matter. I will never stop. Because what I'm doing is not about trying to get name and fame. It's about sharing truth and encouraging real awakening and enlightenment, and just pointing to that. I can't do it for anyone else, but I'm doing my best to give some tools and to kind of assist with that. And I'll never, ever stop. So the thing that I was working on Thursday, I really want to finish it and put that out this evening. I really want to get that put out on my YouTube channel, which is called It's the Dazzling of the Light, or you can just go to YouTube and type in @Sudarshana Starshine Star to access I'm closing in on about 200 clips there. It's pretty cool on a variety of topics. They're all, like I say, they're all pretty juicy though. So this one is just from what I want to give to all of you right now. It's just from today. It's just from a little bit ago, from May 19th. It was published that the U.S. Supreme Court lets Trump end deportation protection for Venezuelans. And it was written by Andrew Chung, This is from Reuters. The U.S. Supreme Court allowed Donald Trump's administration on Monday to strip about 350,000 Venezuelans living in the United States of a temporary protected status given under his predecessor, Joe Biden, as the Republican president moves to ramp up deportations as part of his hardline approach to immigration. You know what? I read that. I put some parentheses around because I was going to say something about JoJo, which I've talked about a lot, but then it made me read the sentence so incorrectly. I have to reread that. But, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, it's time to know. Joseph Robinette Biden, who was, for 30-something years, U.S. Senator and then was vice president under Obama, whose real name is Barry Hussein. He never made it to be president. He was taken care of in November of 2020, and his clone was taken care of in December of 2020. But then there were doubles and face masks, actors that were put up, first controlled by the dark forces, the dark hats, and then the white hats got a hold of the situation. And all you need to do is go look up the supposed 2021 January presidential inauguration of JoJo. Look at it. It was actually filmed in Culver City Studios at a White House replica that was built for a Michael Douglas movie, where they filmed so many things. And it's just very obvious and clear, but it was filmed on a very clearly sunny California day, even though if you look up the weather reports in Washington, D.C. for that day, for January 20th, 2021, it was a very overcast and gray day. This film was made actually by the white hats, and they gave it to the black hats, just took it because they had nothing to present. They were caught unawares when their clones and things were taken care of and they didn't have a proper double in place. So that would be believable. So they just took it and used it. And there's so many Easter eggs in that, whether you're seeing it's not the real Lady Gaga, a face mask wearing Lady Gaga, dressed like in the Hunger Games, or you're seeing Hillary Clinton, not the real Hillary Clinton, once again, a face mask, and also CGI, shrink and grow a couple of feet several times in close-up throughout that supposed inauguration. Or you can see Joe Biden's coat completely change color and design a couple of times. People that were supposedly placed around Joe Biden and Joe Biden as he was being sworn in were appearing and disappearing, and all kinds of things like that. Many Easter eggs that were clear, but something very solid and clear that you can look up for yourself is that there is a difference between a official U.S. military 21 cannon salute at a presidential inauguration and an official U.S. military funereal salute of a foreign dignitary, which is a 3 cannon salute. Go and watch that inauguration clip for yourself and see that JoJo got the 3 cannon salute, which is for as I said, for a funeral of a foreign dignitary, because he was installed, the real Joseph Robinette Biden was installed in the foreign invasion called Washington, D.C., District of Columbia, which was never a part of Maryland and is never a part of the real United States for America, just was a part of the hijacking that took place in 1871 of my country when a corporation was installed by the international cabal, the bankster globalists, all connected to Crown of England and the satanic ruling families out of Venice and Rome, connected with the Vatican, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was turned into United States of America in all caps, as all corporations are listed. So anyway, just go look at it for yourself if you don't believe it. You can access it. Yeah, because that's the story. That's the truth. And so anyway, so when I read this, let me go back to this. So where it says the U.S. Supreme Court allowed Donald Trump's administration on Monday to strip about 350,000 Venezuelans living in the United States of a temporary protected status given under his predecessor, Joe Biden, comma, as the Republican president moves to ramp up deportations as part of his hardline approach to immigration. The court granted the Justice Department's request to lift San Francisco-based U.S. District Judge Edward Chen's order that had halted Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's decision to terminate the deportation protection conferred to Venezuelans under the temporary, and I have to underscore that, it was always temporary, and the Venezuelans that were afforded that knew that. It was always temporary. So under the Temporary Protected Status, or TPS program, Chen acted in a legal challenge by plaintiffs, including some of the TPS recipients and the National TPS Alliance Advocacy Group, who said Venezuela remains an unsafe country. Excuse me. Trump has pledged to deport record numbers of illegal migrants in the United States and has taken actions to strip certain migrants of temporary legal protections, expanding the pool of possible deportees. Noem, a Trump appointee, rescinded the extension and moved to end the TPS designation for a subset of Venezuelans who benefited from the 2023 designation. The Department of Homeland Security said about 348,202 Venezuelans were registered under that 2023 designation. Justice Department lawyers in their Supreme Court filing said Chen had, quote, wrested control of the nation's immigration policy, end quote, away from the government's executive branch headed by Trump. The court's order contravenes fundamental executive branch prerogatives and indefinitely delays sensitive policy decisions in an area of immigration policy that Congress recognized must be flexible, fast-paced, and discretionary, they wrote. U.S. State Department urges wait, you know what I wanted to say about that was this is such excellent news because as we've seen for all through this spring, the district courts all throughout the United States of America have been acting like they have greater authority than our executive branch, which is the U.S. president. If they wanted executive authority, they could run for president themselves in future. But district courts cannot counter command a U.S. president's executive power and order. They can't. And I believe that President Trump and the White Hats were allowing this to play out more because they have to show, you can't tell the people, you have to show the people the levels of corruption, degradation, and foulness of the swamp that had just permeated everything. So it is being cleaned up and it will be cleaned up. But that's good news that the TPS program has ended. So I also wanted to say that, give some other points here off topic, that the U.S. State Department urges, quote, increased caution to Americans traveling to Spain or Germany due to terrorism and civil unrest. Specifically, the advisories mention potential terrorist attacks targeting tourist locations and advise against large gatherings or demonstrations. Travelers are also advised to monitor local news and follow guidance from local authorities. Yeah, as we've seen, Europe's been on fire now for quite a while. Yeah, and I think I'm just giving huge prayers and thumbs up to we the people of everywhere in this earth realm that are standing and really not allowing the satanic cabal, whether you call them that or the Illuminati or the Khazarian Mafia or the Jesuits or the 13 satanic papal ruling bloodline families connected to the Vatican, or you call them Zionists, whatever you call them, they're all branches of the same satanic tree. and it's being felled right now, but it does take time. It's being cleaned up. It's pretty funny that people aren't even, I don't see that many people talking about this, but for the past several years, hundreds and hundreds of our CEOs of our biggest corporations have all, and media organizations and everything, have all, quote, end quote, stepped down. Now, if you research and you're in the know, you know what step down means. It means they were picked up. They've been picked up because of treason and crimes against humanity. And yeah, you don't have these people that are often in the prime of their life, and they make millions and millions and millions of dollars plus stock options annually. And I should even say billions. You think they're just going to walk away, and they say things like, I just want to spend more time with my family. Or, you know, my opinion is just too different from now the what's going on, so I just need to step down. You know, the kind of people that fight tooth and nail to get these positions and are, you know, they're treated like, you know, little gods, whatever, with these incredible salaries and perks and everything else. What else are they going to do? You think they're just going to sit at home, you know, Netflixing and chilling? No, they've been picked up. So let me read this to you. This just happened. Wendy McMahon, who since 2023 has been the president and CEO of Paramount Studios, Paramount's Globals, it's called PARA.O, CBS News, will step down from her position, telling staffers that she and the company have differing views on the path forward. This is from Reuters. Yeah. Paramount, which is chaired by Sherry Redstone, is preparing for an $8.4 billion merger with Skydance Media, which will require approval from the U.S. Federal Commission's, gosh, I'm really messing up this reading, excuse me, which will require approval from the U.S. Federal Communications Commission. Paramount also entered mediation in April to try and settle a lawsuit by U.S. President Donald Trump against CBS. President Trump filed a $10 billion lawsuit against CBS in October. He has since then he's raised his claims for damages to $20 billion. He did this in February. And remember also, just last month, Bill Owens, the longtime executive and producer of 60 Minutes, said last month that he was also stepping down. Yeah, stepping down. Sure. Good riddance to, you know, what's that old-fashioned saying? Good riddance to bad rubbish? Yeah, exactly. Now, this is such excellent news. Today, this is from Bloomberg. Trump signs bill cracking down on deep fake revenge, PORN. And this was a little write-up by Akela Gardner and also Hadriana Lowenkron. President Donald Trump signed a bill to force social media companies to remove non-consensual sharing of explicit sexual imagery online, calling it a horribly wrong situation. With the rise of AI image generation, countless women have been harassed with deepfakes and other explicit images distributed against their will, Trump said Monday at a signing ceremony at the White House Rose Garden. Trump said that under the law, anyone who intentionally distributes explicit images without the subject's consent will face up to 3 years of prison. In addition, this law establishes new civil liabilities for online platforms that refuse to take these images down promptly upon request. We will not tolerate online sexual exploitation. He was joined by First Lady Melania Trump, a champion of the legislation, and he praised her role in helping secure the measure's passage. The First Lady praised the bill as a victory that will help parents and families protect children from online exploitation. This legislation is a powerful step forward in our efforts to ensure that every American, especially young people, can feel better protected from their image or identity being abused through non-consensual, intimate imagery, she said. The Take It Down Act criminalizes the publication of non-consensual sexual content, including images known as deep fakes, that are produced with the use of artificial intelligence. It forces social media and websites to remove such content within 48 hours of a victim's request and make efforts to take down copies of the images to halt their spread. Wow, this is such a victory. Haven't we seen so many, mostly women, just begging, and some men, but just begging social media outlets to remove these fake images, and it doesn't get done for a very long time, if at all. So, hallelujah, amazing. I'm going to end this clip with a closing prayer, which is in Sanskrit and Telugu. Before I do, I ask you to like, share, and subscribe. Why not join my YouTube channel? Thank you so much in advance for doing that. I really appreciate you. I close with a prayer in Sanskrit and Telugu, and what I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om, Om, Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yes, peace, peace, peace. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.